I read on your website that you were thinking about doing a novella about Jason.
Yes.
Did that go through?
The novella that was supposed to be Jason's book is now 500 plus pages long. And it's titled Blood Noir. It was supposed to be Jason. It was supposed to be like 180, 200 pages tops, like Micah. A nice little brief book about Jason. No. He said his point was he'd been around longer than everybody else, certainly longer than Micah, and he wanted a bigger book. And I couldn't really argue with his reasoning, so we have a bigger book. And I will say that we get to go home and see where Jason's from. We get to meet his family. And of all the people to meet his family first, this is not who I thought we'd be visiting first. It kind of came out of left field and surprised me, but as most of my surprises go with my characters, it worked really well and made me go, wow, okay, cool, really? Ugh. I'm sorry, if you have happy family reunions, then happy you. Okay, other questions? Okay, in the kissy shirt.
I wore this for you, thank you.
Thank you very much, it's lovely.
How has writing these books affected your own personal religious beliefs? We see Anita start very, Episcopalian, very Catholic, but no, you can't do that with the animators. But then you see it go into more Fae and more pagan, more Wicca.
Well, how's this writing this series affected my religious beliefs? When I started with Anita, I was a nice little Episcopalian. My friends started calling me Episcopagan. And so I was sort of going towards the pagan era before I really realized it. For Anita, though, the problem with Anita is that traditional religions, mainstream religions, Catholic and everything, they don't acknowledge much, even in Anita's world, about psychic abilities. And if you need help controlling psychic abilities, you can't go to your priest. He'll try to pray you through it. And if what you need is to be able to shield your fanny off and protect yourself from it, the church the church teaches that if you pray hard enough, it'll just go away. You need another alternative. So she's still a stout Christian. She just needs help that the church does not offer, unless you want to be more of a zealot. The thing that Detective Tammy belongs to. It's a little zealous. And zealots are bad, even if I agree with you. But I'm Wiccan. That's my path of faith. That's so Episcopalian to Episcopagan to Wiccan, and I think I'm stopping here. So anyway, other questions? Yes. Yeah.
You already talked about roughly where Mary's ending, like where lengthwise. Do you know who well,
You're going to ask a spoiler.
No, in your mind, not tell it because I don't want to know.
Do I know who the king is, who the father of the child, whatever is going to be?
Yes.
Not going to tell you. Not going to tell you. Okay. Yes.
My question is kind of along those same lines. It's a closed series. Is it still on track, or are you expecting more books than you would anticipate?
Well, I originally planned on 7 to 8, so it's longer than that. But and it's certainly not going to finish up in 7, and I don't anticipate it finishing up in 8. I don't see how it could possibly be. It still could be up to 15. I don't know. It depends on how far we get per book. So, nope. My wall is still covered in sticky notes, and each book I take one down as I go. I'm not getting as far along my sticky note wall as I thought I would. So it is definitely going to be longer than I had first anticipated. Just getting through the male cast in a book is beginning to be a page eater. There you go. Okay, other questions? In the back. When are we going to see more of Edward? We just saw Edward in the Harlequin. Never have too much Edward. All right. He is not in the next book. He's not in Blood Noir. I'm sorry. Edward takes up a lot of pages. You bring him on, and he eats up pages. So Jason basically said, it's my book. You have to keep some of these people off stage. So I don't know about the next one. It depends on if we get enough time to do the research. I have a couple of ideas that are Edward ideas, but they're out of state. I thought it would be interesting to have Anita be his backup for once. But I gotta do the research first. So there you go. Okay. Yes.
Meet again. Obsidian butterfly.
When are we gonna meet?
You said you have backup for one. She was backup for Obsidian butterfly.
Oh yes. Well, that's true. She was back up in Obsidian Butterfly. Thank you for reminding me.
Yes, but we know how well that went, didn't we?
That's true. Can't tell you. let's just say that it goes just as well next time. Okay.
Lovely.
There. Yeah.
Some questions back when you're talking about the males being eaten up, being a page eater. For the Mary Gentry series, are we going to actually see some more of the female guards?
We are going to see more of the female guards, but to be honest, I don't know what to do with them. That's truthful, man. That's truthful. My husband Jonathan and I said, it's really a deficit to me as a writer. Excuse me. To be so terribly heterosexual. I'm serious. I have trouble writing about the women the way I write about the men. I don't give them the same on-screen time. I don't write about them in as much detail. And it's a deficit. It really is. It means that they don't get the description, they don't get the on-stage time. So I said, Jonathan, take me to the mall. Show me how you look at women. I'm secure. And what we discovered was that we don't like the same women. And there was absolutely no way he could explain to me how a man looks at a woman. So, or how you look. Anyway, we like different women. But I want us to have more of the female guards, and we are certainly going to have them because we're going to be pairing some of them up. So you end up with people who have had to be celibate or at the mercy of some of the royals who are actually trying to have relationships for the first time in, a century or more. That must be interesting. I mean, who goes marriage counseling for that? Relationship counseling and stuff for people who are, I don't know. Marriage used to be very, very different back when, centuries ago. The idea of marrying for love or marrying for happiness is a very, very recent phenomenon. Very recent. Did you have another question?
Is it safe to say, besides seeing them paired off, we'll be able to see some of their fighting ability too?
Fighting ability would be good for the women. Eventually, yes. Yes, and maybe never. Okay, other questions?